Welcome back, Crip Crew! Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Dark Reactions. Tonight we are talking a brand new track from the band Circa Arcana, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, titled The Tower. As far as I can tell, it's their second single ever to be released, formed in late 2020, I think. I could be wrong about that. This track, The Tower, was released on July 24th, and they are a 5-piece band out of El Paso, Texas. Huge shout out to Keith from the Convalescence, Keith Wampler from the Convalescence, and the Legend Recording Agency for sending this one over to me to react to. I'm very excited. These ones always get me extra excited, honestly, mainly because this is a band I've never heard a single song from before in my life, so I have no idea what their sound is or anything. All I know is Keith's the Legend Recording Agency's roster has been nothing but phenomenal in everything I've ever heard. So when he sent over something new for me to check out, I was very, very excited. Again, this is for the track The Tower, which was released on July 24th. Link in the description below. All right, everyone, let's dive in 3, 2, 1. All right.
I'm going in for the kill. One day you're here, and everything feels just fine.
That's pretty sick.
And it's your gun. There's a war inside your mind.
Pretty wild ass lyric video so far. I like the animation.
Out of time, I shall be kind. I'm going in for the kill. Who am I? The saints or the sinners?
That shit's pretty hard, man. That's pretty hard.
Dies. Only one is the killer. So I waited over 9 whole years just to see myself.
We got some cleans. I didn't see that coming. I like that imagery right there. The skeletons in the grave coming at you.
This is far from over. I'm going in for the kill. You try to watch me burn. You try to save me. Well, this is not the real me.
I could be wrong, but it sounds like the lead singer is the screamer and somebody else is doing the cleans.
Well, this is not the real me.
That's what it sounds like to me, at least. Shit's pretty hard though, throughout. Like,
don't push me out. We're running out of time. I shall be kind. I'm going in for the kill.
ooh, I like that right there a lot.
So I've held my tongue and bit my
Ooh, there's like a little gallop in there. Ooh, Grim Reaper. Hell yeah.
Another drink, another help, this cry, another fight to keep myself alive. This is far from over. I'm going in for the kill. You try to watch me burn. You try to see me. Well, this is not the real me. You try to watch me burn. You try to see me. Well, this is not the real me. Who am I?
Oh, Jesus.
Saint or the sinner?
Oh, God. Even though it's animated, that was still kind of brutal. fucking bad. That was solid, actually. That was solid. That, first of all, where I want to start here is, that was, if I'm right, I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this stuff. But if I'm right, and that's their second single ever, that was your second try? Like, that's insane. That's insanely good for being the second song you ever come out with. That was fantastic. Now, I'm always a sucker for the gallop. Had a great gallop. I loved the rhythm. I loved it was heavy from top to bottom. Now, a lot of people, like, in the past, I have been fairly critical of when they do the screaming and the singing combined in one song. For a lot of reasons that I've talked about on a lot of episodes, so I won't go into it. But I think lately, especially since starting this podcast, that has really broken down a lot for me. I've been introduced to a lot of things through Aaron, my co-host, and a lot of the bands that we talk to and stuff like that. I've been introduced to a larger variety of bands that do that do it in different ways, and it's really like broken down that wall in a big bad way for me. Especially, like, I guess I would say my big bridge band in a lot of ways for that would probably be, at least in recent years, one of my favorite bands going right now, A Suffocating Lie. Huge shout out to A Suffocating Lie. I think they're working on something new right now. I'm not sure, but be sure to check out all things A Suffocating Lie. The way they mix the cleans and the screams, I fucking love. I think they do it perfectly. And I think on this track, The Tower, they do a similar thing. Like, they don't do it as to the point. Well, I guess one of my problems always with when it would go to clean singing is it's like it would be this massive, great, big, heavy song. It would go to cleans, and then everything would stop, and it would basically become a ballad for like a few bars, and then go back to the heavy. I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, why did you just throw 30 seconds of a ballad in the middle of this hard ass track? That's what I really didn't like about it. I don't mind it as much as long as A, the voice is good and not like, whiny or whatever, and as long as the music doesn't slow down, like it stays heavy. In this track, The Tower, it slowed down, like, I think like the first time the cleans came in, but it almost kind of used that as like tick, 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 drop, and then it bounced out and stayed heavy pretty much the rest of the time, I would say. So I actually like how they did it. I'm definitely going to be listening to this track a few more times just to kind of really take it in. And if it is the second track they've ever released, I'm definitely going to be checking out the first one. Again, The Tower by Circa Arcana, a 5-piece fucking metal-ass band out of El Paso, Texas. Everybody be sure to check them out. Links to all things Circa Arcana in the description below, as well as Convalescence, Legend Recording Agency, all that stuff. Huge shout out to Keith. Thank you so much, man, for sending this over. This was great. This was really fucking cool. I'd like to see these guys live. I think this sound would translate really well live. That's definitely one thing I will say about it for sure. But that is going to about do it for this episode of Dark Reactions, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Can never thank you enough. I hope you enjoyed this track as much as I did. And as always, be back again very soon with much, much more. But until then, raise your fucking horns and bang your goddamn heads to some Circa Arcana. We love you all to death. Good night.